The UFC 281 press conference just wrapped up, and I'm here to recap and break down some of the key moments from that press conference. Now, there wasn't a lot going on, but I think it's best we start with the main event, which is why everyone's probably here, Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. I was expecting Izzy to maybe not only whip out his frozen like Elsa line again, but be a little phased because obviously Alex has got the 2 wins over him. We'll be breaking that down on Friday. But he seemed pretty calm, and the moment that phased him the most was when one of the reporters, I think it was, Alex has got the edge over you, winning twice in the octagon or the cage, and Izzy was like, it's a ring. But other than that, Izzy seemed quite calm. There wasn't a lot of beef going on. I was expecting those two to go at it. Kind of a similar moment with Oliveira and Makachev at the 280 press conference, where our Giga Chad translator was trying to pick it all up and he couldn't. But no, we didn't see anything like that. And there was, towards the end, there was a little bit of hostility, I suppose, where there was a group mentality. When the reporter said there's a group mentality going on, we've got Adesanya, we've got Hooker, we've got Olbig, and we've got Brad Riddell, I almost forgot his name then. And Adesanya was like, yeah, there's a group mentality. And Pereira was like, oh, your boys won't be there in the cage. Do you really want to be here? And Izzy was like, I'm here. Same goes for you. I don't know what he meant by that. Obviously, the city kickboxing guys ain't going to be there for Pereira. But it is what it is. Moving on to the co-main event, we had Carla Esparza and Zhang Weili. Not a lot went on here either. I wasn't expecting a lot of beef between these two. Zhang Weili is quite a humble champ. Now, there was a champ, she's not the champ anymore, but she is quite humble, and she probably will be champ after Friday. I'm pretty confident she will be, but, you know, that's why I call it champ. I'm already preparing for her to win back the title, but I noticed Esparza got booed straight away. Now, I'm guessing that's because of a fight with Nama Nunes, which we'll get to in a minute, because I found this pretty funny, but maybe there's an outside factor that I'm not aware of, but this is what I found funny. Rose Namajunas said in an interview, because this was brought up as a question to Esparza, Namajunas says she doesn't want this to go to a decision. She wants an exciting fight, not a point fight. And Esparza answered it. She said, I'm going to be looking for the finish. And I was thinking, well, Namajunas was involved in that fight with Esparza, which, you know, so what's Namajunas really trying to say? But moving on, not a lot happened there. So we go into Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler. Now, I was expecting beef between these two. We've obviously seen the videos on DC's podcast. We've seen the videos of them in the crowd going at each other. But they seem quite respectful. They even shook hands at the face-offs, which we'll get to 2 face-offs in a minute. But yeah, they shook hands, seemed quite respectful. There was a moment where they were talking about Dustin's hot sauce, and they were like, Chandler, why did you trash Dustin's hot sauce? And Chandler was like, well, I didn't really trash it. I actually quite like it, but I threw it in the trash. And Dustin was like, yeah, you went back in there and you got it out. And I was like, are these two going to beef? But it was quite respectful, really. Nothing really happened. Those two kept it quite civil there. And they did get asked, what's going to happen? Is there going to be a decision? And both men said they're going to be looking for the finish. But once again, no real beef. So we move on to this last point, because I did want to mention Dan Hooker, but they didn't. None of them got asked questions. His opponent. Who is his opponent? I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and that's gonna bug me now. I can't remember Frankie Edgar's opponent off the top of my head as well. I probably should have checked before this. I mean, I've just watched the press, but this is what I mean. Dan Hooker and his opponent, and Frankie Edgar's opponent, barely got asked any questions. Frankie Edgar got a lot of the love because obviously, and he did confirm this. He confirmed this a few weeks ago, but he confirmed that this was going to be his final fight no matter what. And he did confirm it tonight once again that it is going to be his final fight and he wants to go out. He said, in his words, something like he's fighting this like every fight he's had since the 5th grade, and he's going out there to win. And I wish him, even though I don't think he's going to win, I wish him the best of luck because he is a legend in the sport. And now finally, just to finish off, we'll get to the 2 face-offs I wanted to talk about. First one being for Frankie Edgar. Now, when these two faced off, they started saying something back and forth. I couldn't quite pick up what it was, but they were talking back and forth, and there was no shake of hands. So I'm guessing maybe we're going to have some drama going into Saturday night. It might have just been a little you know, good luck, this and that, and no shaking of hands anyway, or no fist bump. But I think we might see some drama going into Saturday. And then finally, obviously for the face-off, the big one, Adesanya and Pereira. This is what I found interesting. Obviously, I knew they weren't going to shake hands or nothing. But Nick Maynard went to break them up, and no, they didn't separate. Pereira stood there like that, facing him down. Izzy stood there like that, facing him down. And then Izzy just looked away because Pereira was talking, and Izzy looked away and went, all talk, all talk. So either Izzy was thinking, right, I just want to wrap this up, or he's staring into the eyes of Alex and thinking, man, this guy's beat me twice. But it's going to be an exciting one. Sorry I couldn't do a live reaction. The YouTube won't allow me to stream until tomorrow, but we'll be there Saturday. But it's going to be an interesting one nonetheless. We're going to be breaking down both Adesanya Pereira fights on Friday, and then obviously live reactions on Saturday, and we'll be doing a Fallout then video Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, depending if I film it falling straight out from the event. If it finishes at 6 a.m. or 6:30, maybe we'll film it straight away while it's fresh in my memory. But if not, we'll probably get it out Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and then we'll do some fantasy booking maybe. But until then, protect yourselves at all times. I'll see you in the next one.